Welcome to my card thoughts for today. Today I want to talk about aspirational travel and those kind of redemptions and who that part of the game is for. Recently, I had a video that I had several comments on it because basically it was my rant about what's going on the YouTube community as far as credit cards and points and this particular game. And I think it resonated with a few people, because some of us who are farther along in the game, who, we're not looking for our first credit card, or we're not looking for, which best APR or anything like that. So those of us who are further along in the game, and, it made me realize we all have a little different situations. And that's what I'm really looking for, is more content that kind of caters to everybody in your different situations. So when we think about this, for me personally, I'm farther along in the game. I'm not young, starting off, having to think about buying a house or put my kids through college. I mean, all that stuff in my life's already been accomplished. I'm late in my career, love my career, don't plan to change any of it. And so the thing is that at my stage of the game, if we just wanted to go on vacations, I mean, we could do that without points and miles. That's no problem. And I think there's a lot of folks in that situation. The reason I love this game is because it allows me to do it at a level that A, I probably couldn't afford, and B, if I even could afford it, I just wouldn't do it. I mean, I'm not spending $5,000 on a one-way business class seat. I just won't do it. I mean, if I have the $5,000 or not, I'm not going to do that. But I will burn 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 points that are kind of like free, because, you do a lot of your regular spend. And if you have any kind of work spend or anything like that, you just build it up, and those points are, out of the blue. And they're really, really, I mean, it's not hard to build up points. As I said before, it's easy to be in a point in your life where you can earn more points than you can possibly figure out how to spend. And that's kind of where I'm at. So I use these for aspirational travel. So like, for instance, we go on about 2 trips a year. That's what our vacation time allows, 2 big trips. We take some 2-nighters every now and again when we can, go see kids or go, just to New York for a night or 2 or something like that. But for the most part, we take a big trip in the winter to get to warm weather. And we take a big trip in the fall, and it's usually Europe or a beach trip or something like that. And when we do that, that's where we really burn the points. So, like, for instance, we went to Rome, we went Polaris one direction, we stayed in Waldorf Astoria, in the Rome Cavalieri, Waldorf Astoria. It was incredible. We flew home on British Airways business class, and that's the kind of trips we like to take. This year, we're going to go to Athens, and I wanted to tell you about that redemption because that's what makes this just so sweet. So sweet, because before Turkish changed their whole system, I mean, I must have booked like a week and a half before they changed it all. I have no idea they were going to change it. And I got 2 business class flights through Istanbul into Athens, 45,000 points apiece. Transferred those from Capital One. And then on the way back, we couldn't find any good redemptions. And this is a hint. Sometimes you can't find good redemptions from where you want to go to where you want to go. And so I said, I pulled up point.me and figured out where I could find good redemptions. And Madrid had really good, really cheap business class redemptions. So I pulled up Madrid, and so we hadn't booked our hotel yet. That's another thing I always do. Book my flights first, then worry about the hotel. So we only booked 1 night shorter in Athens, booked 2 nights over in Madrid. So we're going to go over there a couple days early, stay 1 day, and then the next day fly back out of Madrid. And we got Iberia business class. Now, I haven't heard the best things about it, but it's business class. So we got Iberia business class, get this, for 34,000 points apiece. So you add that together. You got 45 and you got 34. That is 79,000 points round trip in business class both ways on 2 different airlines. And that's all transferred from Capital One. I think we transferred a few to British Airways for the Iberia from over at American Express. But still, I mean, that's what it's all about to me. So I get it. Some folks at a different stage of the game, you might use the travel portals. And if that fits for you, great. You might use some of the other tools. But at my stage, that's what it's really all about. I'd love to hear what it's all about to you, what you really use it for. Does it help you to travel? I mean, if you're at my stage and you travel anyway, and sometimes it's for work and sometimes for other, I mean, my domestic stuff is being paid for by all the miles that I get. If we want to go on a leisure trip domestically, man, I got so many Delta miles and so many American miles, and those are crummy miles. Well, not American all the time, but most of the time, those are not as good as transferring to foreign airlines. So we just use those to fly around the States, never have to pay for a ticket. So that's where we are. I'd love to hear about how you're using your points and miles, your stage of the game. So put that down in the comments below. Love to hear about it. I think it's great for us to share how we're all utilizing this to our best advantage. All right, we'll see you here next time. Have a great one.